Hello everyone and welcome. You might have noticed a different UI. So, the Nintendo Switch Entertainment Center NES entertainment bullshit thing is a pile of crap.
Oh.
The game updated and all of the progress in Kirby was lost. So I said, fuck you did this better back on the Wii. So welcome to the Kirby Superstar Collection version of the same game. And it is a better version of the game, too.
I mean...
God fucking damn it. I had to fucking recharge the Wii U pad and fucking get like a fucking some batteries for my Wiimotes. I had to dig all this shit out.
I mean, that's a lot of work when you could have probably just used an emulator.
Yeah, probably. But it's easier in a sense when I'm recording with multiple people. Because I thought Sable was going to be here, but he's not here. Say hello, Train Man.
No.
Okay, fine. So yeah, I love how Nintendo did this right back with like the Wii and the Wii U, but they fucked it up with the Switch. It's okay because they killed a lot of emulation sites just to make that thing work, and it only has NES games, bad NES games, and a handful of good ones.
And you can tell which one's a bad NES game because there's about a million videos telling you about bad NES games.
Also, majority of NES games are shit. There, I said it. Most NES games are crap.
I mean, there's like 800 of the fuckers or something.
Oh, I'm thinking about, even like if you think about some of the ones you know, most of them are shit. Like, a lot of them are just fucking awful.
I don't think I've ever played like an NES game outside of like those random emulations on like other consoles.
I mean, that's fair. But yeah, majority of the library is just garbage. So I don't understand people's obsession with that era, when most of it's just trash.
I mean, it's presumably just like nostalgia, you know?
Yeah, but I get nostalgia for literally every other gen. Literally every other gen.
Really? Even the 2600?
2600?
Atari 2600.
I mean, that was really all they had back in the day.
I had in ColecoVision.
What was on the fucking ColecoVision?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly! Like, I think like the NES, the good games are like, Kirby Dream Land, Mario, 1, American Mario 2, Mario 3, I already mentioned Kirby, I think.
They're going to say Mega Man, that's bold.
Mega Man...
Aren't you the Mega Man Let's Player guy?
Well, not 1 and 2. 3 onward are pretty good, though. What am I forgetting? That was a good NES game. Ninja Master's pretty alright. Original Metroid's pretty good. I do like the original Zeldas. They're alright. I guess the original Ninja Gaiden's okay.
About the Adventures of Bayou Billy.
That game is amazing.
Metal Gear. Metal Gear 2, Snake's Revenge.
Well, Metal Gear, I don't know about that. I don't think I'd go that far.
How about Street Fighter 1 on the NES?
No. They had the Street Fighter 2016 or whatever the fuck it was called. The one that wasn't really a Street Fighter game.
2010, yeah. Where Ken became a space cop or something.
He was a space scientist and had a robot body. It literally had nothing to do with Street Fighter though.
Yeah, it was another game that they were like, this went so let's just slap Street Fighter on the name and everyone likes Ken. Back before he was voiced by Ruben Langdon.
Yeah. But, yeah, I can't think of any other good NES games.
I'm sure they exist. There's about 800 of the fucking things. somewhere.
Oh my god, just kidding me. Curb,
Lost.
I will kill. I will slit your fucking fat throat. God damn it.
But he doesn't have a throat.
I will find it.
He's
Whatever.
just all face.
But also, like, to kind of point out the difference between this version and the version I was playing, I didn't have nearly 12 lives like I do now because I played on a better version.
Ah.
It still has like some like emulation slowdown, but it's not like as bad. How did you fuck this up, Nintendo? You literally did it right twice. You did it right thrice. Actually, let's see here. No, they've done it a couple times, because, let's see here, they have this version, they have the one that was on the Wii shop, they have the Wii U shop version, the 3DS version. So they've done it right several times.
Does the Super Nintendo Classic version count? I'm fairly certain on the Classic, right? Or the Mini?
I don't, it might be? I wouldn't be able to, I don't know directly, because I never bought it, because like I said, most NES games aren't really even that good. Why would I want to own it when I can't even just, like, use whatever games I could possibly get my hands on? Especially when all they do is they just love to obsessively push Ice Climbers, which is an awful game!
Yeah, but...
I don't understand why they keep pushing Ice Climbers. It's bad. Terrible.
Well, maybe
Throw
they
it
should
out.
maybe they should next try pushing them off a cliff.
Popo and Momo were only in a couple of good games, and they were all Smash Brothers. They don't even deserve to be in Smash Brothers. They're not in a good game.
I mean, if we're going by that logic, there's a lot of characters that don't deserve to be in Smash Brothers.
Okay, I want to hear your spicy takes.
What, on trash characters who don't deserve to be in Smash?
That were from bad games.
Ness.
That's pretty spicy. You're right. You're right, though.
Greninja. Don't get me wrong, I love Greninja, but X and Y is kind of a crap gen.
It was a mediocre gen, in my opinion. Had probably the worst villain, though. Like, fucking Lysander? Is that what his name was?
Yeah, Lysander.
Like, I was literally annoyed with him. I remember, like, actively groaning when he showed up for the 40th time to fight me. I was like, how many times do I gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
What about Dark Samus as well, which is probably not worth it. I've got the list now. I don't have to just spitball.
Hold on, Dark Samus, which one was she from?
I think it was the GBA game.
I'm pretty sure she was from Metroid Prime.
I thought she was from Zero.
Zero's good, though.
Oh, yeah, but... Yeah, actually, wait, I know it's a bad game. Xenoblade.
That's a spicy take.
Get the fuck out, Pitch Hulk.
That's a spicy take. I've never played it, so I can't say shit.
And Duck Hunt Duo, yeah, they can go.
Duck Hunt's good. Duck Hunt's a good game. You can't play it anymore now, though.
I was gonna say... Is it a game anymore? What? Fucking Rob. Rob's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one on a fucking platter.
Rob's has no good games. Mr. Game & Watch. I mean, maybe.
For his time.
Just scrolling through. Wii Fit Trainer.
I never played it, so I can't really say. I know what kind of game it is. If it was good at what it was meant to be, then, you know, it still counts.
I'd argue Isabel and Villager.
Those games are just overrated. Not bad. It's basically just like one of those like Harvest Moon games, except for with less to do. Oh fuck! I just jumped and killed Marcel.
And I guess it just depends on like which Fire Emblems people don't like.
Let's see. Honestly, I think all the ones that they have are from decent games. They don't have anybody from Echoes, so I can't really make any spicy takes.
Echo.
But, let's see. Anyone else?
Young Link.
Well, no, he's supposed to be Majora's Mask, so that was the good one.
Oh.
That wasn't, whatchamajig. That wasn't, Ocarina of Time.
Oh, isn't the Zelda from A Link Between Worlds? This specific one, the Ultimate.
Link Between Worlds. That one was good.
It was alright. It was a bit kind of, yeah, what's the word? It was just a bit, like, nostalgia baity for my taste.
Isn't that most of the Zelda franchise?
I mean, yes, but at least Breath of the Wild was trying something a little bit different.
Yeah,
I don't think Breath of the Wild should really be getting a full-fledged sequel like that, but you know.
It's actually the first time they've done one of those in ages.
And the first one since Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Everything else was like, oh, let's make a sequel, like, let's make a sort of sequel, like, 20 years later, like, Link Between Worlds, and... I guess there's, like, Spirit Tracks as a sequel to Wind Waker. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And Four Swords Adventures, or something.
Oh yeah, because the two Four Swords games are sequels to each other. Or well, one of them's a sequel. I don't remember which one's supposed to be one that takes place later.
And isn't the Minish Cap like a mega prequel to everything? Until Skyward Sword came out.
I don't know the fucking Zelda timeline. Nintendo doesn't know the Zelda timeline!
You would have been fine if they hadn't said there is a Zelda timeline.
I mean, I agree.
Because they were like, oh, here's the timeline, and then it's like, that's just dumb, though.
It became out of people asking for it, because people were obsessed with it, and they should have never made one up after, like, an afternoon meeting, where they just sat there for, like, 5 minutes being like, how about this one's the first one? Let's make multiple timelines!
That never goes bad, making multiple...
Never. They're always easy to follow and easy to understand, and never make any kind of mistakes or cock-ups. They're perfectly fine.
But yes. A lot of Troy pissed off a whole bunch of people by making insinuations about all those bad games. What?
I mean, we've been saying Mother's bad for years, so I don't think anyone's gonna fucking bat an eye at that anymore. That's old hat!
Melee is bad.
See, there you go. Now we're getting new. Now we're getting new. Playing Melee again feels like riding a rusty bicycle. Before I sold it on eBay for $50, I remember playing it again and being like, wow, this feels like a rusty bike.
And it's like, even when you're playing it, it's like not playing it correct. You're never going to be playing it correctly, though, because you're not playing with a broken controller.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Using blatant cheats to win.
Don't worry, the Smash community won't even show up here because they're too busy being mad that they're not on the main Evo floor.
But they were.
Well, they weren't in one of the main events. They were there, but not a main event.
I mean, Evo's lineup is always questionable. It always has some questionable choices.
Let's see, this year...
Well, this year was Gambling Samurai Showdown when it hadn't come out yet.
And actually it did really well. But yeah, they did that... They seem like every year they gamble with a game.
Yeah, well last time it was cross
tag.
Yeah.
Which again ended up paying off, but still is kind of funny.
I wonder what...
I know Samurai Showdown ended up being the third most entered game, or fourth? It was pretty high up there. Street Fighter V was, of course, the most entered because a lot of there's a lot of high-level Street Fighter players, and they will play every new iteration, regardless if it's trash or not.
I mean, surely it reaches a point where, like, you just make a living off of playing a game, right?
Oh, yeah, oh, they do.
Like, but I mean, it's like, so you get it with other things, like Overwatch, or sort of these big games. I think maybe even TF2 at some point, maybe even TF2 still, where it's not even necessarily about the game or if you enjoy it, it's that you play the game on stream and people come to see your stream because you played that game and you get money from donations and subs and whatever for playing that game.
I mean, there's a number of I mean, like, if we're talking about just streamers and shit, there's a lot with that with, like, any game.
Well,
like,
but that's,
hell, the Yogscast started because of Minecraft. Like,
well,
that's how they got big.
Yeah, I get it, but what I'm saying is that, like, even...
And they'll still occasionally still play Minecraft.
But I'm saying is the even professional, like top tier or top level, like, competitive players now are streaming and doing streams. Like,
well, yeah, everyone's doing streams nowadays.
Yeah.
But I was just talking about, like, they'll play every, like, new Street Fighter iteration, and will tell you that it is actually not bad, and it is actually a good game,
so, like,
just because that's how they make their money, and they want people watching it, and they want that shit going on.
I do find it funny how Artifact, that game you might remember, being touted as, like, a Hearthstone killer or whatever, and, like, it's down to, like, 1 viewer on Twitch or something now.
I forgot all about that. Not even joking, I forgot about it.
Yeah, I think everyone else did too. That's why there's about one person viewing it on Twitch.
Like, I haven't thought about that game, and did it come out?
I don't fucking know. I tried to not get into every CCG.
I just remember hearing about it and being like, oh, that's a thing, I guess, and then I forgot about it, like, that quickly. I mean, what was it, like, the fucking Battle Royale games also are kind of coming and going, like, rapidly. Not as rapidly now, because it's not, the fad is fading.
Yeah, that's just
like Apex and, Apex is still around, and so is, like, usually the ones that you'll hear are either Apex or, obviously, Fortnite.
Yeah, but, like, don't you remember for, like, a week, 2 weeks straight, Apex Legends was, like, the biggest game in the world? And now it's, like... I never hear anything about it anymore. I still occasionally hear people... yes, to be unfair, I hear more about Fortnite from people laughing about Fortnite than I do people genuinely enjoying and playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't know, I tried Fortnite, I played it with friends. It was alright, but like...
I played it with... So I don't really like Battle Royale games. I've mentioned that like 100 times. But I tried Fortnite, and yeah, I couldn't really get into it. Like, so I don't really like Battle Royale. It's... And this is me trying to, like, avoid just starting to make fun of Epic Games as a whole, and the whole Epic Games Store thing. I'm trying to avoid doing that.
I mean, there's a difference between enjoying a game and, like, just disliking a company. Like, there's lots of games that Bethesda publish that I like, but I still think Bethesda should be shut down.
Oh, no, I agree. Like, Doom, for example, is fucking excellent.
And I hate that, like, they get credit for it when they do nothing.
They did nothing. It developed it, not them.
Like, when all they do...
Same thing with the Wolfenstein games. Those are all the new Wolfensteins are really good, and Bethesda just published them.
Well, that's the thing, is Bethesda only works on two franchises, which is Fallout now, and, Elder Scrolls.
Work on is a funny word.
Well, copy and paste the code. But
I still love how, the weird, like, nuclear monster thing is literally just the Skyrim dragon. Like, just whole stop, it's the Skyrim dragon.
Yeah. I like
with a new model.
I like the fact that people found out that the Fallout 76 code was lifted from Fallout 4 because it has all the same bugs that are in Fallout 4.
Hold on, I'm gonna pretend like I'm surprised.
But it's like, it's just like, wow, you couldn't be asked to fix the fucking bugs so people might not notice. I'm pretty sure there was even like a thing of like...
They weren't asked to fix the bugs in the first game! You think they'd be asked to fix it this time?
I'm pretty sure there was like a thing where like, some company, like, oh, that was it, like, a small company, like, ripped off the code for Fallout Shelter or whatever it was, their mobile game, for the Westworld game, and the only reason people found out was because it had all the same bugs. But it's like,
that figure.
Fucking hell.
Bethesda is, like, the king of incompetence, and it's funny that only, like, more recently are people semi-aware of this. Like, now you won't get as much flack for saying the shit you're saying, but, like, you said this, like, hell, even, like, a year before 76 launched. Ooh, oh god. You would get so much hate.
Yeah. Fallout battles over this. Bethesda is evil.
It's kind of like me with the Shenmue thing, where I remember it was hell, or even like the Sonic Adventure thing, where I remember it was like super controversial at one point in time to say no, these are garbage, and now it's less so. Oh fuck! I pressed the attack button. Whoopsies. But it's funny, and usually all it takes is either a massive controversy or some like YouTuber with a lot of with a big fan base to say the exact same thing you're saying or something close enough for people to be like, hey, maybe it's right. And then you are forever, for whatever reason, lumped into the group that are just like quoting that guy, even though you're like, no, but I've been saying this for years.
Ah, well.
There's not much we can do about it, but it's just funny to point out.
I guess we should talk about the animation studio got burned down.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say. It's nothing. It's not. We're not going to make fun of it, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not fucking assholes. I mean, we're assholes, but we're not morbid.
Well, I mean, I think we have enough taste to not make a joke this week. Give it another week to stew.
Yeah, I don't really plan on making a joke. No, thank you.
I'm sure I'll think of something eventually.
I wouldn't put it past you.
But hey, yeah, it's pretty bad that Anasa set fire to Kyoto Animation, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was Kyoto Animation. They did a lot of stuff that I haven't really watched. There's only like one thing that I've seen. The Ordinary Life anime, you know, that one that's like the slice life, but it's weird.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the only thing of theirs that I've watched. From what I understand from them, apparently they're like one of the few animation studios that doesn't like slave drive their workers. So that's something interesting.
So maybe that's why they got burned. Maybe that's why they got set fire to.
Toei Animation's pissed off.
Yeah. Or maybe Rooster Teeth found out.
You know, I wouldn't put it past Rooster Teeth, actually. I was joking when I said a Toei, but for some reason, Rooster Teeth to me, that doesn't, I didn't even like go like, nah. My actual thought was, no, I could see that.
Do you know why that is?
Why?
It's because Toei is a faceless corporation, right? And this is sort of the problem that companies like Rooster Teeth are going to face. Or it's the sort of problem that game companies face, where if you're pissed at Toei, there's no one really to like get pissed at because Toei doesn't have like the grandstanding thing.
Oh, I know what you're saying. So it's kind of like how with Bethesda, I keep shitting on Todd Howard.
Yeah, but because a lot of like Western companies have pushed to be more like social media aware and active. So you have things like, Todd Howard is the spokesman for Bethesda, so it's like, well, if Bethesda does evil shit, it's Todd Howard's fault.
Well, to be fair, he is, like, the head of the company, too.
I'm not disputing that, but it's like Randy Pitchford,
Randy Pitchford's a fucking menace.
But it's still, like...
have you seen the images? I think it's Pitchford. Oh, no, it's not Pitchford. It's the guy who owns Activision, I believe. Where they put the devil horns on his head.
Oh, yeah.
I love those. And he's really upset about it. Like, hey, I'm having trouble getting dates. Stop photoshopping devil horns onto my head. Stop being the devil.
But yeah.
You stop being the devil, we'll stop photoshopping horns onto your head.
As long as all these companies, because these companies have like spokespersons and the faces, and it basically gives people like it makes everything more personal, right? So like Toei does something, it's like it's not fine, but it's easier to forget because
it's harder to put like a thing to it.
Well, that's the thing, is it's just a nameless, faceless entity does something to people who aren't really described as people. They're described by a number, like 300 animators or whatever are abused. Right. Whereas when it's like, but like a bunch, like 12 animators are abused by a company, that you can go, hey, I know most people who run that company's names and faces and probably their addresses. Makes it a lot easier to be more offended by it, I think. That's true. Because then it's not just like, the company did this. No, it's like, Bernie did this. Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I didn't even think of that. It's like politics, right? Not to say, this is why being the leader of a country is a stupid job for stupid people. Because no matter what happens, you're at fault. Doesn't matter if you're a good president or prime minister or a bad one.
Or if the thing isn't even in your control. Like,
yeah, anything that happens is your fault. So it's like, yeah, no,
like what's funny is actually you mentioned that. I remember with the American Great Depression, like, you know how they called like the area like the Hoover houses and shit like that.
Yeah, because
apparently he had like nothing to do with that, and things that eventually worked to end the Great Depression were like things that he put into place, which I thought was interesting when I learned that. So FDR really didn't do shit when it came to that, at least.
Basically, there were a lot of incidents. It's because
he was the president at the time when it really hit.
And it's kind of like what's going to happen with our economic crisis. It's never going to be whoever is actually in charge fixed it. It's that they happen to be in charge when things got fixed
at the time. So historically, unfortunately, they're going to be the one that are like noted as unless you like dive deeper into history, the one that are going to be noted as the ones who caused it.
Yeah, but it's like Edison, right? Everyone thinks him as a great inventor, and he was really
but he's not.
He's a thief and charlatan.
Yeah.
Elephant murderer.
Now that one I didn't know.
Oh yeah, it was a quite famous test where there was a war going on between him and Tesla over alternating current and direct current, AC/DC.
I do know that.
And to sort of prove that Tesla's one was bad, he decided to electrocute an elephant using it. What he didn't tell people is he was using his current instead. I believe his was alternating.
Lovely.
So yeah, so he he launched an entire smear campaign to discredit Tesla and get him thrown out. And that was how Thomas Edison became regarded as one of the most famous inventors of all time.
But he's really just a scam.
Yeah, basically. It's like Christopher Columbus, right? He's heralded as the man who is the first European man to discover America, and it's like, well, he wasn't. Leave Eric's then. Was a thing. And also, he was a murdering, genocidal, slave driving, horrible, racist, and rapist bastard. But he's got a day, so can't be all bad.
Actually, the one thing I will say is apparently, the rape thing that what happened with that is kind of funny. And by funny, I mean fucked up. So here's what's interesting. He didn't. In fact, so he was reported like cutting off the hands of the men of his that did this, and apparently this pissed off some nobles in Spain. So they just said oh no, he was the one that did it. I remember watching a thing on this, and I was just like, oh, he's not a good guy. Don't get me wrong.
I was gonna say there's still all the murder and the
no, he is not a good man.
Genocide.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well.
But yeah, no, that was a really good point. I didn't even think of that. That being said, I do like now that on was it because they did the Death Battle X or whatever the fuck was that thing where it's and now it's literally just by votes as to who wins. But what's funny was they actually introed the thing with a Rooster Teeth logo, so they ain't even pretending anymore, which I'm okay with. Though I'm still surprised that they didn't. I still am. I know you guys said oh, well, it's a really popular one, but I'm still surprised that they didn't have a Wes kill Mitsuru. I'm still surprised considering what happened with Tifa.
Yeah, well, that's because nobody likes Weiss except Sabo.
And Sabo's not here to defend himself, so I'm not gonna make too many jokes. Oh, am I kidding? I'm gonna make more jokes. Wow, what shit taste!
I mean, from the things he's explained. Oh, sorry, I was reading something. From the things he's explained, I can see why he thinks so.
Oh.
Well, because he says that she's the only one who's actually had any development.
It's true. That is very true. Yang is still a fucking idiot. Ruby is still a fucking idiot, and I can't. If you couldn't press me to describe Blake. If you couldn't get me to describe that character's character.
I can describe her.
Orig?
She's a cat.
Wow. No, because cats actually have personality. She doesn't have one. doesn't help that her voice actress sounds like she has marbles in her mouth whenever she talks and can't emote. But then again, that's what happens when your show is like half your friends, half friends at the time, half voice actors. Some improved, some didn't. I think we've actually talked about that before.
Well, yeah, but, you know... I'm trying to think of a good way to describe it.
Oh god, I fell off a cliff. Oh god.
I mean, you've got like 15 lives or something.
12. Well, I'm just gonna take my time because going tire and driving down there was a bad idea. But, trying to think, so... Was there anything else that really went on this week, or has it been pretty slow this week?
I'm pretty sure it's just been slow. You know, you'll hear a vacuum in the background. I only slightly apologise.
Oh yeah, I did play a bit of a game called Road Redemption, which is like the spiritual successor to Road Rash, which is pretty fun. Rest in peace, Road Rash, though, because it's owned by Electronic Arts, and they won't fucking ever make a new one.
Yeah, well...
Kind of like Burnout. Well, a game like that will have trouble existing in general, because... So, the other ones will always make more money, because a lot of car manufacturers will just pay to have their car in your game, but you can't break their car.
Yes.
Which is why a lot of racing sim games don't allow you to damage the car. Like, they won't get dented or scratched or anything. In fact, they won't even get rid of, like, the fenders or the mirrors or wherever they put advertisements, because they want the player to see the advertisements at all times. This is sadly not a joke.
I'm aware. Well, I mean, that's because the world's ruled by sponsorships.
Yeah.
It's like, you see...
I think the rare exception was actually, whoever it was that, what was it in the Doctor Strange movie when he fucking totaled the car? They gave them like a fuckload of those cars in total. That's like the exception I can think of.
I guess. I mean, I don't understand why they should care too much, because it's not even that hard just to build a chassis for a car, it's just a total.
Yeah, but it's because they also want to use it for advertising their vehicle. They want to use it as an advertising vehicle, so to speak. Oh!
Nice. You're so funny. You should be on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, come on. I'm at least funnier than that. Don't insult me like this.
Lots of great comedians got their start on Saturday Night Live. Or I guess the better way of describing it is a lot of top comedians escape from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Oh fuck! God damn it! I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I am so fucked. Yep, there I go, dying again.
You are dead.
Alright, I gotta find a power now. But... God, Saturday Night Live yeah...
I guess that's another thing, is the Kamen Rider 01's design got revealed, and a lot of people I know have been going crazy over it.
Oh? What does it look like? I don't know what it looks like.
Black and green. It's like a grasshopper.
So kind of like the original one.
I mean, it's kind of like a lot of them. I'll go see if I can find a good picture. Yeah, I know a lot of people have something like, oh my god, this is so good. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty cool suit design.
I'll take a look at it in just a second, because... Yep, there goes the boss. I win.
Hooray! Which boss was it?
It was that one that, like, breaks the ground.
Not
Okay,
Ground Breaker.
It's the one that, like, breaks the ground, you gotta follow him. It's a little annoying. And then Kirby fell in the ocean and drowned. Oh no, he's eaten by a shark. Rest in peace.
Goodbye, sweet prince.
Kirby is too pure for this world. Kirby is the most consistent Nintendo character in terms of games. I will fight anyone on that.
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta is actually a Platinum / Sega property. It's just they help fund it.
I know, I was making a joke.
Oh, okay.
Banjo-Kazooie, there we go.
That's a Rare property, and also Microsoft. And also, I would say, no, they're not that consistent.
Oh, only it's gotta be 2.
3.
What was the third Bayonetta game?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Banjo-Kazooie because you just mentioned Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, sorry. Miles away, yeah. I don't know, I didn't hate the third game. It was okay.
Oh, fuck. Oh, here's where I die. Rest in piss.
Oh, well. Too bad, so sad. But yeah. I don't think there was any other major news this week.
Nah, fairly slow week, and Sabo's not around. Fucking hell, I hate this fight!
Oh, I thought that was all like one thing, Sabo's not around. Fucking hell!
No, so I'm in an annoying fight where you're in the water, and, you can't use... You're like half in the water, but half not, so you can't use all your abilities, but he sure as hell can. And I don't have sword. Yeah, that one fight with that turtle. And so if you don't have a power, you have to spit on him, and it's really hard. Because the spit box in the NES version of this game is, interesting. To say the least.
Get the sword.
Can I escape this? Can I just escape? Oh wait, no, I can't because it's still the level. Maybe I can just avoid... Yes. Good. Okay, let me just see if I can just avoid that fight altogether and not care about it. Because that would be better. Yes, I think I can.
I mean...
Okay.
Works, right?
I didn't have any powers.
Just like Spooderman. No power.
He has powers!
No, he doesn't. It's all the Stark suits now.
Wait, what?
I was just making a joke because it's like, he's just Iron Lad.
Oh.
Almost like his spider having those amazing spider powers is irrelevant.
Or being Peter Parker.
Oh well, I mean, we've bitched about Spider-Man enough, I think.
Yeah,
I know I'm the one who brought him up, but like, these things happen.
I mean, I guess this is what happens when you're a second-class citizen to a company that wants to make movies and they don't own full movie rights to you.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I fall to my death. This is good. Oh yeah, that costume looks good. I just saw the. I just looked over and saw it.
Pretty cool design. Look, bit meant to be like, it's a grasshopper, so it's like Kamen Rider 1. And 1/3 of those.
Really? Fucking another pit death. What is this, Castlevania? Get knocked into a pit.
Nah, there's not music's not nearly catchy enough to be Castlevania.
Kirby's music is pretty fucking catchy.
It is, but like, come on, everyone loves Bloody Tears. Vampire Killer.
True.
Like, Kirby has really the one song that everyone knows.
True.
Yes, that's...
Also, oh wait, don't forget, they also know the one when you win the stage.
It's more like a jingle. It's like saying... It's like sort of the thing of Final Fantasy Victory Fanfare is like good music. It's like, it's not really something you're meant to listen to for extended period. It's just there to make you feel good for 5 seconds.
True.
Whereas, you know, like... Oh, sorry if that's getting too loud.
Sword! I got the sword.
Yay, sword.
I had a lot more lives before I went to this level.
Now you can
I'm at 7 now.
Sword through swords.
Sword. Now I can finally be in Smash Brothers!
Do you have a counter?
I will. The main problem with that is because the Fire Emblem protagonists are usually sword users.
I mean,
and that's who they're gonna use protagonists.
I mean, that's fine for like Fire Emblems, but then you've also got Cloud, and then you've also got Hero from Dragon Quest now.
And don't forget, we could have had Terra instead. I'm not gonna let that go! I'm mad about that forever!
And you've also got all of the links, of which there are many.
Nintendo really has a thing for swords.
Well, it's just because sword is so... It's because, like... Okay, so it's like, yeah, it's about, like... So think weapons, right? Like, those are sort of not very dynamic, and you can't do much of, like, intense fighting with them. Axes are kind of unwieldy because they're not actually meant... Or the design is not meant to be used as a weapon. And also, they heavily prioritize axes to be associated with big, strong characters who tend to not be their go-to for.
Hello? Hello?
That lagged a bit.
Yeah, you completely lagged. You not intended to be and then died.
Let me just adjust this real quick. Might go.
No.
Oh, that might have fixed it. Yeah. Sorry, I changed.
Okay.
Region on the Discord server.
Okay, so you got to. They're kind of for big characters, so not really, and then you died.
So like axes are built more specifically are more traditionally given to like big, heavy, strong characters.
Okay.
And daggers are all for like rogues and duplicitous, sneaky people. And like the problem is that things like that aren't for like aren't necessarily for like traditional hero archetypes because like you don't get into like big sort of fight. You don't get into like sort of dynamic fights. With daggers and axes. Swords you tend to get like more even-handed.
Also, they're just easy to choreograph.
Yeah. Also easier to draw.
Yeah. Literally a line.
Unless they get fancy with the sword.
Unless they decide to do like a scimitar or something.
Oh well.
But usually it's just like a falchion or something. Usually something fairly simple.
Or a broadsword.
Yeah, falchion, longsword, broadsword, usually one of those.
Bastard sword.
Well, that's if we're going into like Final Fantasy Square territory or a lot of RPG territory.
So Japan, gotcha.
Japan loves them Buster Swords.
I mean, those kind of swords are built more for smashing than they are for cutting.
They are. Oh yeah, don't forget also katanas are a popular one to use too in this shit.
Yeah, because you need to teleport behind people and unsheath your katana.
And then say nothing personnel, kid.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it properly. We don't make the rules, we're just here to inform you about the rules. You don't want to break the rules now, do you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fuck the rules. But yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're in that unfortunate point of summer where nothing happens anymore. Like game or movie wise, because summer actually begins in May and ends in June.
And like when it comes to like new games coming out, like the only thing I know by the time this comes out, the new Ultimate Alliance came out. I know that it's out already, but I won't get that until sometime after Fire Emblem. And for Fire Emblem, I'm planning on recording myself playing it, as well as doing my playthrough of one of the other factions on my own.
Yeah.
And I put like a poll up, so basically they can pick between the gold deers or the eagles, because I don't really care about the blue lions.
Rip Voltron, I guess.
Oh, Voltron's over?
No, I just meant because they have a blue lion. Although I'm pretty sure that is over, but... Or at least it was when I watched the finale and I didn't care.
I never even got around to watching it, so...
It was an okay show, but like...
I know the fan base was...
I thankfully avoided the vast majority of that. I only heard...
I'm pretty good at that, because, I mean... I like Sonic, so you know you have to you learn how to get good at that.
I heard about it through like secondhand about how terrible it was. I was like, yep, I'm glad I'm not getting involved in that shit. I'll just watch the show and then judge it. And it's like, it started off alright, it just kind of dragged on and on and on, and then the final couple seasons just sort of, things just kind of happened. Like, it was that kind of, things happened, but nothing nothing sort of, it didn't feel like properly foreshadowed enough for the things that did happen.
Was it as bad as, like, say, the Game of Thrones shit, or...?
No, it was nowhere near like Game of Thrones levels of terrible. It just sort of... like... the whole thing, they built up, like, this romantic subplot between two characters, only just to make it so that when one of the characters died at the end, it was slightly sadder. It was like, nothing came of it. And then it also ends on, like, a big Gurren Lagann reference, so I didn't really care for that.
I mean, a lot of stuff now kind of does that. When Gurren Lagann's like just a big reference to, like...
Well, I'd say it's more like Western stuff does that. Because...
yeah, that's what I mean, sorry.
Because that's the thing, isn't I was literally saying to a guy, it's not even that they hate Gurren Lagann, a friend of mine earlier, it's not even that they hate Gurren Lagann, it's just that everything Gurren Lagann does I'd seen before. So it's like,
well, yeah, because it was a giant love letter to, like, a bunch of other shit.
So then when it's like, everyone goes, oh, that mech has a drill, and it's like, it's a Gurren Lagann thing, it's like, no. Like, I'm just sitting here as the old man who likes to get a robot, just like... Change get it too, bitch. Well, like, yeah. So it's just everything that Gurren Lagann did. And everyone's like, oh, it's a Gurren Lagann reference, he's wearing the shades. It's like, well, Squirtle was wearing them first.
For whatever reason, it's the first Super Robot one to take hold here, even though, like, they've brought other ones here, but it was the first one that got popular for some reason.
Well, it's because, like you think when Gurren Lagann came out, it was, like, early 2000s, right? That's when the big anime boom was.
It was like around the time I was in college, so it was sometime around 2008. So that was like when the anime boom was dying, if not already dead. I remember that's when I was hearing about it a lot.
You're gonna make me look up when Gurren Lagann came out, aren't you?
We gotta look up when it came out.
It was 2008. I'd say 2008 was still pretty strong going for like the anime boom.
Nah, that was the tail end of it.
I thought
that's when that was like when, because ADV died before that.
I thought they died just because of the usual like studio reasons. They die. It's like like gradually increasing like costs on importing because now Japanese companies realize they can make money out of this, whereas before they could like buy up a whole bunch. They could buy up series that, you know, Japanese companies were like, whatever, we don't care. Oh, here's this show, Ghost Stories. Here, take it. Do whatever the fuck you want to make. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. We don't care.
As long as you can sell it. Here's some bullet points to go by, and that's about it. Here you go. I know years later a more fateful dub came out, but nobody cares about it.
Because why would they? So
you know, I will say though, Ghost Stories, they would not be able to do that today.
Oh no. No.
There are so many gags in that you would not, people would get so pissed off about today.
You mean for some reason saying run like there's a big black man chasing you might get you into trouble?
No, I don't know. Maybe not that one.
I mean, there was all the cracks about what's her name's mother being a lesbian.
Oh yeah, was it the Main Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of gags that just would not... I think, like, most of the gags would not fly today.
Oh, that does remind me, because I never mentioned it. So Judgment has, like, an English dub, right?
Yeah.
But it does the thing I hate, I really don't like English dubs doing, which is where it keeps, like, the Japanese honorifics.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well,
the first time I saw that was in Persona, and I didn't like it then. I still don't like it. It just sounds weird.
But the point is, like, I mean, it doesn't have any like, it's pretty hard for us to get So I think I've said before, the problem with English is that it's very much it's a language that that is more about interpretation and sort of generally understanding, right?
Yeah.
By which I mean, it's all about the way in which you sort of you hear and understand words as they're said, as opposed to words as they are. And Japanese is like different because Japanese is like complicated and has like all of these.
No, I get it. It just, I get it.
Yeah,
it's just.
But to sort of cut all of that explanation short, it bothers me because we don't really have the sort of cultural standpoint for like the suffixes and honorifics to really mean anything, so it just sounds pointlessly weeby.
Yeah.
Like
usually, what they tend to do when they want to use an honorific in other dubs is they'll just do like Mr. or Sir or something like that.
Yeah, the traditional one, it's like Mr. Sir, Uncle, you know, Sith,
Uncle,
Bro. Like a whole bunch. Like there's all sorts of stuff. Like you can do it with like nicknames and shorthands. There's ways to write around it. It just. Like, I don't know, it doesn't add anything because it's not like how our language works, and I just generally don't like it. Like, it grates on me and it just takes me out of it. 'Cause, like, if I wanted the suffixes and the honorifics, I would just listen to Japanese, where it's like, I get why that's all there.
Right. No, I agree. It just doesn't sound right when it's coming out of an English speaker's mouth.
And yeah,
especially when they're all just speaking English. I almost died.
And especially, yeah, like Persona was the first one I ever knew to do it as en masse as this.
And it's not everything doesn't do it, but more things did start doing it after Persona did it, and I just still don't like that. I like Persona, obviously, but I've always just disliked that. It's just weird.
I agree.
But, I don't think there's any... I wonder, though, like, when they bring something over to, Japan... I wish there was someone here who, like, knew more about Japan stuff. I wonder, like, when they bring over, like, something from the West there, if there's, like, anything like that happens in their dubs.
So, actually, I do know a little bit about this.
Oh, okay.
Funnily enough, it's Mel's Ruby.
Alright, go ahead.
Japan actually has the Japanese internet actually does have like a fairly big sort of fairly big following for like YouTubers and stuff like it used to be like that guy with the glass and angry video game, and there were like people who were subbing these episodes for them. I remember specifically one story Savo told me was about like in Ruby Season 1 there's a joke something like, oh, people are going to think you're the bee's knees, and Ruby's like, I just want to have regular knees though. Whatever, it's a dumb joke, and then they have to have like this whole long string translation thing to explain it because there's no sort of Japanese equivalent to explain the wordplay.
Yeah, because wordplay never translates.
And then in the Japanese dub, it's just like more traditional sort of anime writing. Like,
oh, so similar to like when we don't have something and we're just like, ah, fuck it.
Yeah, it's more where it's like, you know, all those times where you just have like really where like you probably seen a bunch of shows where they're just characters just sort of say weird things. It's like because it's a pun in Japanese, but it doesn't properly work.
Yeah, but I remember there was one like that in what was it, Oron Host Club, where the guy his name means like spear in Japanese. And, like, they're trying to figure out what scares the main girl. And he comes up to her with a spear, points it in her face, and then she just, like, looks at it and goes, oh, ha, I get it.
So I think they just do what we do, which is try and desperately to write around it and pretend that it's... and either remove the joke or offending thing or replace it with something more...
similar.
Yeah. Kind of like how every time there's a Kansai dialect, they just become Southern.
Southern or Australian.
Become Australian if they're Jack Atlas.
Or Kid from Chrono Cross. Don't forget, they gave her an Australian accent because of that. And also the dolphins from Breath of Fire 3.
Alright, yeah. They never made Tentamon Southern though, did they?
It's been a long time. I don't remember what Tentamon was. Which season was Tentamon in? Oh, I'm sorry, cut out.
Oh, it's Just Ping again.
Was it, what season was Tentamon in?
He was in season 1.
Okay. God damn, this is actually really hard, this Meta Knight fight.
Hey, oh yeah, it's Meta Knight. He's that character I can't play in Smash.
Come.
Okay.
Come.
Okay, I've come, now what?
Come. That's my favorite thing, just spam. Him just going, come.
Of course it is.
I'm sad that I'm sad they didn't give him the Antonio Banderas impression from the dub.
I'm sad that DDD's theme isn't in there. DDD, that's the name of the show.
You're right. That's why the show. That's why no one. That's why he's like low tier. It's actually because of that. If he had his proper theme song, he'd be stronger.
Yeah, probably. Well, that and Gordo's is just suicidal, so.
It's true.
I know, I'll throw out this spike ball. Oh, it's been reflected back at me by literally anything. Oh no, you looked at my Gordo. Ow. The problem is the Gordo is his only way to zone.
Yep.
And also he's really, really slow.
A lot of heavy. I know the heavy characters in this game are a bit better though, because they've made it kind of lean
Except
a little bit towards some of them.
Unless you're Charizard, in which case then you get nothing. Poor Charizard.
Oh god. He's like bum rushed me and killed me. I was actually close to killing him that time.
Damn it, Meta Knight. You got a sword.
I mean, that's the only way you're allowed to fight him.
With a sword. Ugh. But yeah, I'm trying to think when, like, I guess Metal Wolf Chaos just comes out in a couple days. Well, weeks.
Yeah, I'm sad that it didn't come out in the 4th, but what are you gonna
do? Complain about it.
What's the point? It's not gonna come out on the 4th. If you do. I mean, we're past the 4th now.
Well.
I have noticed that there's sometimes a delay in input in this game.
I guess there's the
so that might not all have been that version, but I think that version didn't help.
There is also the re-release of Catherine coming out soon-ish.
Oh yeah, the one with the new route.
The new Catherine. I wonder if this one will be trying connected to Persona more. I mean, I guess it kind of is, because Joker's a playable character in it.
Got him!
Man, I really hope Atlas doesn't go that hard on milking Persona.
You're cute!
I know, I live in hope that maybe this thing I like won't get grating.
Yeah, I find it adorable how you hope that they won't milk it.
I mean, it's bad enough that Futaba is the most beloved character, and I just don't care for her.
Actually, Makoto's more popular.
Is she? I don't think she. I'm pretty sure Futaba's more popular than Makoto.
No, Makoto. Akechi is the most popular.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Then usually protagonist, then Makoto, then Futaba.
Right, we need Sabo here. He knows the rankings.
Yeah, we had this exact conversation before.
Only he wasn't dead.
We had this exact conversation. I believe that's what it was, because I thought at first Makoto was the highest, but then it was Akechi, then Joker, then Makoto, and then Futaba. I like Futaba, but she's your sister as far as I'm concerned.
She's alright, but she's just kind of like all the other, sort of, she's like most of the other, sort of, what are they called? Mission control characters. They're just there to go, oh, nice hit, senpai, and then and that's it.
Basically just a bit funnier and without the puns. Like, I like her, she's alright. I mean, at least, but like, I'm trying trying to think. But yeah, I think she's okay. I wouldn't say she's my favorite, but she is one of the more popular ones. I think the least popular one might be Ryuji.
I mean,
because Morgana's also really popular
for some reason. But I mean, I don't care for Ryuji. Ryuji is trash.
Let's see who else. And I think Anne's somewhere in there, but I'm not sure where she falls.
She's somewhere in the middle.
Probably. I don't have the thing, like, on me, because I'm also playing a Vici game. Like I said, if Sabo was here, he could just pull it up. Because also, those ratings can change. Because, like, characters can drop or raise in popularity. But, yeah, like I said, you have to ask Sabo for that, because I'm not looking it up right now.
I can't ask him, he's dead.
Yeah, I never even said anything either, he's just dead.
Everybody's dead.
Dave.
Yes, you got the reference.
Oh, I love Red Dwarf.
Hooray.
I actually got introduced to that years ago by a manager I had, like, back when I was, like, in high school. And I became obsessed with it for a while.
I mean, it is this kind of baffling show when you think about it, because most other like high-concept sci-fi is slightly more optimistic, whereas here is a show that is essentially about...
It's really cynical.
It's about the four sort of worst that humanity has to offer, and they're just sort of... And unfortunately, they're all that's left. So you basically have the last human alive who is a complete slob who's achieved nothing with his life and just exists, and an erotic, dysfunctional hologram who is generally unpleasant.
What are you talking about? He's a master of the wit in the REM party.
And a half-wit computer.
What are you talking about? Arnold Rimmer, without him, it would be much grimmer.
Yeah, I think we'll never need a Zimmer.
The song will someday be up there in your loft with all your other unwanted junk.
I mean, I remember the song.
I love that song.
It's a good thing Chris Barry decided to come back for the last season, even if it was, you know.
I never had to watch the full series, unfortunately.
It's probably it might be on Netflix for you.
Might be, I don't know.
Oh, I guess that's important.
I know there was an attempt at making an American version of it.
Yeah,
and I know it sucked.
They did like a season, and it just I've never seen the whole thing. I've just seen slight clips of it, but nothing about it seemed to gel. I think it's the problem where it's like people like Red Dwarf because it's very specific sort of bleak. Like I actually prefer the American Office a little bit more than the English one, but like you couldn't get me to watch the Red Dwarf American one again if you paid me. I think it's like Red Dwarf has such a very specific tone to it, like a very sort of cynical, depressing attitude to life and sci-fi in general, and I don't think that would mesh. I don't think that meshed well with the. Well, I don't think that sort of methodology and idea behind the series worked when it was debuting in America, because this was like mid to late 90s. And it's like, I just don't think at that time it was a thing America was sort of, I'm not going to say able to do.
I mean, edgier shows were like really popular back then.
I mean, your closest was like Seinfeld, but even Seinfeld is at its heart about like.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking more like action shows, but yeah, comedy shows were still kind of just like in that kind of like 80s, 70s mindset where they're still just kind of stupid.
Like, yeah, and you had like, as I said, Seinfeld was probably like the big breakout one, but even Seinfeld is like is still like quite a step up, optimistically speaking, than Red Dwarf of everyone is dead and life is miserable and pain. But hey, it's not like you like that Star Trek.
Seinfeld isn't even like really cynical.
I mean, at the end of the day, Seinfeld is a show about four narcissists who don't learn from their various mistakes and problems. But you know, it's still about a largely successful comedian and his friends who are all like surprisingly successful at what they do, whatever that is. So it's like on some level, it's cynical, and it's cynical, but it's also about people who are in a position where they're free to choose that life, I guess. It's like they're arseholes because they're in an environment that allows them to be arseholes, whereas like Red Dwarf people are arseholes, but they're also in a situation. It's like
you really shouldn't be an asshole here, but here we are.
Yeah. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, Jerry Seinfeld's a dick. It doesn't matter because he's still got a place to live. With Rimmer and Lister, it's like, well, if they fuck up, and they are lost in deep space for all of eternity, or at least until one of them dies again. Yeah, I think Red Dwarf is...
Oh yeah, don't forget one of the characters is also literally the one guy's mutated cat.
Yeah, yep, 3 million years of evolution. Which does make you feel mildly concerned about how much inbreeding had to go for that. But yeah.
Good point. Ugh.
Don't think about it, it's like Adam and Eve. So wait, in order for if they had 99 kids, and then those 99 kids... Oh. Ooh.
What's up, oh brother of mine?
Yeah, you can see why, like, Alabama is so big on the Bible now, can't you?
I can fuck my sister!
Bible says it's okay, it's what Adam and Eve's kids did.
Finally! See, it says it right here!
But yeah.
Alabama is a useless waste of nonsense.
I mean... It is, but hey. At least it serves a purpose.
What?
That you put all of your trash in one place.
Yeah, but I mean, what we could do, you know, because with the rising tides, we should do is just take all the people from New Orleans, put them in Alabama, put all the people in Alabama, put them in New Orleans, so when it eventually floods and drowns into the ocean, we get rid of our garbage. It's fine.
What about Detroit?
That's a lot harder.
You know what I think is the fucking most tragic thing in the world? Your country is meant to be one of the most richest, well-developed countries, and yet people of Flint probably still don't have clean water.
They don't. They don't.
That's fucking disgusting.
Because all of the money's at the top, and because they think, oh, trickle-down economics totally works.
That's fucking disgusting. There's people in America that just do not have access to clean water.
It is.
And that's
like, bottled water is popular here for a reason.
Man, life is pain.
Yep. I think this is the most cynical one of these we've done.
Yeah, but that's what happens when I have Saber and his boundless optimism.
It's true. Because I think I'm slightly less cynical than you, but I'm cynical enough.
I mean, eventually you reach a point where it's like, man, they keep saying tomorrow's a better day, but it never is.
It's true.
Maybe one day we'll learn. Oh well. Anyway.
One day maybe people will figure out that Earthbound wasn't actually a good game and they only like it because it was in Smash Brothers.
One day. Maybe when like a big YouTuber who's not got involved in some controversy does say something about it.
No, they'll probably also get into a controversy if one of them says it. Because almost you have a higher chance of them getting into a controversy than not. If they're really big.
This is true.
It's more. It almost feels like with a lot of them, it's a ticking time bomb.
And some of them can get away with it though.
Yeah, like JonTron.
Or PewDiePie.
Yeah. Because think about it, like, we don't talk about JonTron shit anymore.
No.
Or PewDiePie either. In fact, actually, it's kind of funny. I remember a friend pointed this out to me. The reason why, considering like what some of the others have done, the reason why like Pro Jared couldn't skate by, where the other ones could, is mostly because of a lot of like the people that like get really vocal in like YouTube gaming tend to be more right-leaning. and ProJared was a more left-leaning person, and he did this shit, which, I don't care what you lean, fuck you.
I mean, political leaning doesn't mean you have to be, or doesn't automatically mean that you are faithful to your wife.
No, it doesn't. What I mean is, like, all the ones that did do this shit, they were all, like, more right-leaning, and instead they just got, like, a lot of crazy right-wingers following them, where ProJared is fucking dead, and will forever be dead. Which is fine, he should be.
I guess it's like, I did hear it.
I like Sabo reads, like, responds now, it's like, you lie, I said, I will see, I don't know if the storm's gonna stop or not. That was, like, an hour before. He lives in the same state! Sabo, you're an idiot! This is a call-out post on YouTube.com. Oh. Sabo is a fucking idiot!
Oh, no. Oh.
This is why we're cynical!
Oh.
Because Sabo can't keep track!
Oh, no. Tragic. We've involved YouTube drama. Now I can't wait for all of the videos to tell, all the drama-inducing videos to tell us to stop the drama. Yes! We're doing it, boys!
Finally! This is how we become YouTube famous.
It basically is, to be fair.
Mean? You're not wrong! God, I'm gonna get a game over in Kirby.
No, it's fine. Worst case scenario, we'll just, like, distract everyone with a massive controversy. Do you want to go film some dead people and make fun of it? That could get some clicks.
Oh yeah, he's still around, too!
Yeah, I know, right?
But he also is like the same way. He like does his like weird right-wing things for whatever reason. You could, I mean, hell, actually look at the president. He's a fucking like molesting asshole, and he gets away with it.
I do actually have a
Jesus Christ!
I actually have a theory.
Why does it work like this? I don't get it.
I have a theory about that.
Go ahead.
I think it's because like you it gets to a point where people expect the behavior. So it's like at a certain point, it's like things that Trump does. Like, he's doing or saying stupid things, yes, but everyone expects him to say and do those stupid things, so he's not actually doing anything beyond anything that surprises people. It basically becomes so normalized, and people desensitized to it, and it's like, oh, well, it's just someone who's alt-right or whatever. I expect this behaviour from them, and then, yeah, like you said, ProJared is more left-leaning, and then they get more offended because you're meant to be, you were the chosen one, etc., etc. People means,
and also like for whatever reason, people with the left tend to be like easier for like being like, hey, fuck off, and blasting him in his face. Where for whatever reason, not everyone on the right, obviously, but a lot of the right seem to be like, well, no, we're just gonna rally behind them now. Or now we like them more because they're an asshole.
Probably because the right tends to be a lot more, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Defensive? Or, I guess, actually, more aggressive. They tend to group up more to sort of mob tactics other people, whereas the left tends to be more...
Yeah.
The left tends to be much more infighting. I guess one is like, we'll work together for the greater good, which is to get rid of the people we don't like, and the left's more, well, we don't like you, but we don't like you, and we're not going to make any compromises. Or more specifically, we don't like this, even though both of us don't like the same things, we don't like it for the same reasons, therefore we don't like you.
Or you did a thing that's fucked up, so fuck you.
Or not, yeah. Shit like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
I mean, hell, like, when it came to, like, there was a vote on, like literally Trump telling people because they weren't white, like, congresswomen, to go back to their country. It's like, but they were born in America, you fucking twat.
I thought 2 of them were born in America, one was... actual.
One wasn't. There was 4 of them. One wasn't. She was an immigrant, but I mean, she's still an American. So fuck. But
I'm amazed.
But like what was I was gonna mention with that was they had to like do a vote to be like, were his statements racist? It did come to a vote of yes, but like I think it was like only 9 Republicans voted yes. It was.
I'm just surprised Ted Turner's not demanded to have Donald Trump's birth certificate. I wonder why. I mean, surely you'd think that if Barack Obama was in such a dubious state that it was necessary to have his birth certificate, then Donald Trump would be in the same thing, you know.
Well, no, you see, orange is like him usually come from,
so what
like,
you're saying
New York,
is
Staten Island area.
So what you're saying is because Barack was black,
yes.
he was persecuted, slightly by old white guy, and then this rich old white guy is not persecuted because he's a rich old white guy, and therefore has to come from America.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm not like. What do you want from me? It's what happened.
I know. I'm just reaffirming that that's what happened.
It is what happened.
You know what? We should start a campaign. We should demand that Donald Trump has to turn over his birth certificates. Let's do it. No, let's do it. Let's start a rumor that he is actually. We'll not say he's Russian. That's far too easy. I know. We'll say he's African. We'll say that Donald Trump is from Africa, and we demand to see his birth certificate to prove otherwise.
He's an African spy.
Yeah.
He's sent here to destabilize America for whichever country in Africa we want to pin it on. We gotta pick one.
We could go with Chad just so we can get all those virgins versus Chad memes.
You know, yeah, you know, I'm okay with that.
That could work. I think we're on to something here.
Yeah, we discovered the truth.
Or if we want to get really controversial, we pin. Oh, you know what we could do? We could tell one rumor where he's from Israel, or one rumor where he's from Palestine. That will start a war.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, we got this.
Alright, and then we'll just demand he has to turn over his birth certificate, and then when we say that birth certificate, and then if he does, we'll just say that birth certificate's clearly fake. It's a flawless strategy.
Exactly. We win, we win. We lose, we still win because we declare that we won.
Exactly. Man, I love democracy.
I'm sorry, but to make it better or worse in my head, I just pictured the fucking Star Wars Episode 3. I love democracy.
Yeah. I like to think of it's more like I'm standing on like a burning wreckage of like the Capitol building. Everyone's sort of screaming and crying and starving behind me, and it's like, I love democracy.
I love democracy. Isn't it basically the same thing?
Yeah, basically. No, because that one got thunderous applause.
Oh, you're right. My bad. That's how democracy dies. With thunderous applause.
Thanks, Natalie Portman. Yeah, we got...
May you rest in peace, I guess.
We got the subtext. But yes. Anyway.
Listen, it's very subtle. Star Wars prequels were very subtle.
I mean...
I don't think you can understand...
Compared to sequels, they are...
To be fair, the sequels have, especially in Last Jedi, just have gibberish. Like, every time Rose opened her mouth.
Don't fight for what you hate, fight for what you love. And it's like, bitch, it's not you.
Like, I'm sorry, what? I remember you first, I think in recording you first, like, said that to me before I'd seen the movie, and I was like, what?
Yeah, well.
Like, I was just confused.
I mean, yeah, how you can sum up the intelligence of the Last Jedi writing in one simple scene, where Gareth Edwards, the director of Godzilla 2014 and Star Wars Rogue One, puts his fingers on the ground, licks it, and goes, "It's salt." Because they didn't even trust the audience to figure out that it wasn't snow, it was salt.
It's almost like it was stupid.
It's almost like The Last Jedi is a bad movie.
Nah, it can't be.
It's a pretty terrible movie.
I have one friend who gets really pissed off whenever I call it a bad movie.
Why do you say friend? Friend is a strong word here, Daniel.
He gets like, so like, and I'm not talking about like, you know, like we like bullshit around. I mean, he gets like upset and will like want the conversation to end if I even like briefly mention that I don't like the movie.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking in my head, boo this man. Are they saying boo or boo earns? Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I ran out of time. I see what happened. I die because there's basically there's a time limit to killing this thing. They're saying boo earns. What was it? Like Hans Moleman was saying boo earns?
Yeah.
I was saying boo earns.
Thanks, Moleman. Go fight the Fantastic Four now.
You can't escape from the lair of the moles.
Oh.
Oh. Hans the Mole Man is the best character in the show. I will not entertain any arguments.
Fair. Oh yeah, you're saying you have a friend who gets mega defensive about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, he gets really defensive about it, and I was like, why?
Why is this the hill you want to die on? The movie that killed Star Wars.
It did.
Star Wars. Sorry, let's make this title more clickbaity. Star Wars didn't die; it was murdered.
I'll have to remember to put that in the video. I probably will forget though.
Just put it in the description.
Star Wars wasn't killed. It didn't die. It was murdered. I'm just imagining one of those fucking thumbnails from like, MatPat. By the way, I like how finally they struck him for making those thumbnails with gore, and he was really pissed off about it.
I mean, that's what happens when you play like the. What happens when you play the YouTube roulette? Sometimes it fucks you.
Okay, if I get a game over, I'll just stop playing because I'm at the final boss. So we're far enough in the game anyway. Fuck it.
You can do it. You can win. You feel great. You can do this.
Get out of here, Piccolo.
Oh. Sorry, Kamikolo.
Rest in peace, Piccolo.
He died as he lived.
Man,
completely irrelevant.
Man, this guy's chin is massive, mate. It's just...
Is it the good old-fashioned Joey Wheeler chin?
Bang!
Everyone loves the Joey chin. Someone even fucking interviewed like the lead artist on the original series and asked them about that.
Because yeah, and it was based off of I think it was a wrestler.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like, wow, that's taken a meme to the next level.
He invented the meme.
He did.
I get a shot on him. Damn it. Oh, hit him, finally.
Hurrah!
Okay, I figured out where I'm supposed to hit him.
Where are you supposed to?
I gotta hit him in his tornado body.
Ah, so it's like fighting this one.
When he opens up his cake. Not his cake, his cape!
Oh no.
I know words! Shut up!
Oh no. The algorithm is failing. Damn, is crashed.
It finally happened.
No, wait, shit, I know what we should have called you. The Dandroid.
You're right!
Fuck.
You fucked it up!
Okay.
Joke's over now!
Okay, I'll make it worse. Dandroid 21. It's okay.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It's okay, we saved it. No, you see, now it's perfect. You can just put borderline porn of 21 in the thumbnail and it's fine.
I win!
Yeah! Hooray!
Oh no, borderline porn thumbnails don't work anymore. Those will get you flagged now. They actually cracked down on that.
Damn.
Even like if a character just has cleavage, they'll get you for that.
What a
It's not like the old days back in like 06 when that was like all of the thumbnails.
06? You mean last year?
True. I mean, hell, I remember even experimenting with it. I learned that like even if it's not fan servicey, you will get more clicks on a video if the thumbnail has a girl in it.
Yeah.
Whether it's like fan servicey or not, if you have a thumbnail of a girl, like a girl character, you'll just get more clicks that way. And I've learned that ages ago.
I mean, and then if you manage,
like most of the, like when I did the Fire Emblem one, I just did screenshots of the female cast. I think I used the male character one time, maybe.
Was it at least a really girly looking one?
No. But like it's. And now I can't do that with Kirby, because Kirby doesn't really have, like, that.
No, you know...
I mean, they're female characters.
No, you know how you can cheat that?
Oh.
Get Kirby in a Peach wig. call it Kerbet.
At that point, I might as well just get the fucking Peach Rabbit.
I mean, let's not go too crazy.
Rabbit Peach is still better than regular Peach.
I mean,
it's not a high hurdle, but
in the sense that they both belong in the trash. I mean, all rabbits deserve to be in the trash.
I like rabbits, and I agree. Rabbits are fucking... To be fair, though, rabbits, unlike a lot of the other ones that are annoying, are designed specifically to be annoying.
I mean, this is true. But then, like... And I get that. But then, like, you know... After a while, they...
I get what you're saying, and you're not wrong.
That thing,
I do like them, though.
It's that thing when, like, you do the joke, but then you keep doing the joke. It's... So, like, you know, the Duke Nukem Forever, oh, look, there's all these red explosive barrels thing, and why that doesn't work, it's because, yes, you point out that that is indeed a trope or a joke, but then you still keep doing it.
No, I get you. Like I said, I got exactly what you were going with it, and I can't say you're wrong, but I do like the rabbits. I can't really explain why. I do like them. They don't bug me. Well, the minions don't bug me because I don't watch anything that deals with them. The only thing that, like them that bugs me are the toads, because toads are they're trying to act like they're cute, but they're fucking obnoxious. And for whatever reason, people be like, "Oh no, they're funny, haha," and like, no, toads are not funny. They were never funny. I just realized Meta Knight was the hardest boss in this game.
Hooray. I mean, it makes sense, he's the final boss.
Meta Knight? No.
Isn't he?
Final, no, he's like, right before DDD.
Oh.
You fight DDD, and then you fight, Nightmare, or whatever the fuck his name is. With the Star Rod.
Makes sense.
But, that's the end of Kirby's adventure. Join us next time when... I mean, I hooked all this shit up. I might just play another fucking Kirby game.
Fair.
I dug this out of its fucking sarcophagus. I might as well.
Now you can be the Kirby Let's Player guy.
Finally. Actually, here let's figure out which one you want me to do. So we just did Adventure, so that one's off the table. Okay, it's got this collection pack has Dreamland, and I'll actually mention all the ones that I have. They're right here that I can play on this thing. I have Dreamland, Dreamland 2, Superstar, Dreamland 3, Kirby 64, and then I have Return to Dreamland.
Kirby 64 could be fun.
Yeah, I'll have to look up a guide though for it because I wanna actually get like the final boss in that. Because you have to you get specific weapon combos for that. You also need that with Dreamland 3, maybe 2 as well, but I don't remember. This is actually, by the way, also because they released 2 of these kind of collection packs. I'll end off on this because we're already like going like an hour and a half. The Kirby Dreamland collection is what came out around the same time as the Mario one. They're both the anniversaries. The Kirby one is a lot better because it has more games in it. Because the one that I think Mario had was literally just the Superstar collection, and that was it. So it was just like a re-release of that shit. But anyway, guys, that was Kirby Adventure, where Sabo, a call-out post to Sabo for not showing up. And we'll see you next time, where we can make fun of Sabo for not showing up to his face for Kirby 64, where I'll probably ask, like, I'll probably get like a guide set up on my phone so I can like use that to see what powers I'll need for each level.
Anyway,
take care, everyone.
Goodbye.